I know, I get it.
Yeah.
Here's the last thing. I don't know if Chris...
And by the way, you know what? You know who's perfect at quoting Chris Rock is Ralph. He knows every line.
Ralph knows all of Bring the Pain. That's what that.
He knows the entire album, and he does it. And he does it as Chris, and he's good. He can't do it on the air, but he does a really good job. And I laughed the whole time. I know the album more from listening to Ralph.
To Ralph. You know Ralph's version.
Yeah, than listening to Chris. Now, Chris wants you to go see I Think I Love My Wife, opening Friday in theaters everywhere.
I gotta hand it to Howard. You know, no matter, he talks whatever, but whenever it comes to a plug, my man is all business.
There ain't not like a plug on this show, man.
I mean, that's what listen, I know what pressure you're under, and you want people to see this.
You're not here every week. You came in for the plug.
I know. You know, if the movie doesn't work, I'm, try to get next to Artie there.
Yeah,
Chris,
get me a slot.
I went from stand-up New York to Carnegie Hall because of this show.
It's
beautiful.
No, this show, the plugs work. Our audience does support the people. You know, I know my audience is very, very happy that you
next
come on
time Artie's in rehab, I could,
you
do a
can
little stint. Yeah,
what are you doing next week?
If he calls us, we'll call you.
So
Nick DiPaolo won't be happy, but
what are you gonna do?
Chris, you're a brave guy just for coming in.
He ain't gonna be happy ever.
You know who was here yesterday, Chris? You'll appreciate this. Jackie the Joke Man was sitting right on there. Get out of here!
Yeah, he came in.
Wow, was he on after Jenny blew his brains out? You said, you know what? What's Jackie doing?
Give me a list. Give me.
That's true, right?
Give me the names of two comedians who you think should have blown their brains out before Richard
Should have blown their brains out.
Should have blown. Yeah, it's just sad, Jenny's dead, Carrot Top's alive.
Yeah, right. And what about
Yakov Smirnoff's just like, hey, how's it going?
Everything's cool with him.
He's got his own theater, Yakov Smirnoff.
All right. Howard, did you have a point?
Yeah, last thing here.
Okay.
Last thing. First of all, Chris is a brave guy for coming in, so he deserves every plug he can get. Does he know how nasty Oprah can be, Howard?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I know you got some tapes of Oprah really going off.
Oh.
She could be nasty.
Leave Oprah alone.
Oh, yeah. Let me play you some clips. I know what he means. You got to hear this. Did you ever read Oprah's book? What page do I have the audio book from Oprah?
Oh.
I want to play these for Chris. This is going to freak you out. Have you ever read her book?
I've never read the Oprah book.
They're green on your page.
All right. Listen to this.
You'll never be able to go back after this.
All right, listen to this.
Stedman's black. Smells like cheese and onions.
And then listen to this.
One of my strongest memories is when I pushed out a huge, whopping 237 pounds. I was relieved.
And finally,
fun wouldn't be.
This one. This blew my mind.
For 4 solid months, I was drinking lots and lots of Stedman's cum, at least 6 glasses of it.
Was Stedman there in South Africa with you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? What's he like?
Oh, man, how long did it take that?
Oh, hours. Are you kidding?
Man.
A lot of man hours right there.
I would never go to that length.
I just love to eat black. Snap.
Wow. Join the club.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. So you're doing all right. What's the publicity tour like? Like, where are you going today?
What do I got today? I think I got, what's that guy? Charlie Rose.
Oh, Charlie Rose.
Yeah.
He's a good interviewer.
Your show, Charlie Rose, kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Same kind of style.
Sitting there with Charlie, it's about this much fun, right?
What was it like doing Inside the Actors Studio?
That was kind of surreal. And
2 hours they devoted to you.
Yeah, we really did like 4.
Yeah.
Edited.
That guy kisses your ass so good, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really. You know what? If you're ever feeling bad about yourself, just go do that show.
Well, you know what? They asked me to do it, and I thought it would be like a big honor.
Right after you get married, about a year in,
you'll need that show.
When depression really hits you.
My agent said to me, they want you to be on Inside the Actors Studio, so I thought he was all for it. Then I go, well, all right, I'll do it, because I'd like to get my kissed like that. That guy really knows how to kiss. He goes, you're not doing that. He goes, that's boring. I go, it is? I always like Inside the Actors Studio.
Oh, it's great. And he does all the research. Like, when you meet him, he'll tell you everything about you.
I think he's really good.
He's really good.
I don't know, but then the agent talked me out of it, so I would go with him.
You think it'd be hard to goof on it afterwards? I think, because I mean, that's like
maybe that's
the show
it.
Sometimes.
I thought they were reaching when they had J-Lo on there.
Well, they reach every once in a while.
Every now and then.
Every now and then they'll reach.
But I noticed they had their own, Bravo did their own form.
I think Kid Capri's next week.
But like the other night when yours premiered, it's like their own form of segregation. They have Eddie Murphy's and Chappelle's, and then yours on the same night.
Well, maybe it was comedian night. Maybe
Yeah,
you were like, see?
You think so?
I didn't see Robin Williams.
When you see 3 black people featured, you think it's a black thing.
No, look, I'm, being from the liberal side here. It's segregation.
Nicole, go ahead real quick.
You see all white people. You don't say, hey, it was a white thing.
Hey, Nicole, you're on the air. Go ahead real quick.
Good morning, everybody. Chris, huge fan. I don't mean to pry, but are you a Scientologist?
No, not yet.
Are you thinking of becoming one?
You?
No.
Nah.
No,
you were just mentioning some people, and I was like, oh, God, please don't tell me he's gone to the dark side.
No.
Are they wooing you, the Scientologists?
No.
No? He studies Kabbalah, I think. Isn't that right?
Is that where you've gone?
Yeah.
Are you into Oprah's Secret, The Secret?
I haven't seen The Secret.
When you're directing your own movie, so who tells you if you did a job?
I have an acting coach there.
Right.
And she kind of directs me.
Oh, she says to you, listen, you didn't nail it.
Yeah.
You didn't play it right.
Yeah. Then you play after other actors. Like Steve Buscemi's in this movie. He kind of helped me out.
He's good, man.
He's really good.
Is he funny?
He's hysterical in this movie.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good.
He's a womanizer in the movie.
Oh, no kid. Buscemi?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Ladies' man.
That's funny casting.
Steve Buscemi talking about movie.
Oh, that's great.
What do you got, Gary?
It's just funny. Somebody mentioned to me that when Chris was being interviewed in the green room, he had mentioned for all the times he's ever been up here, he's never seen naked women.
Right.
And we just happen to have naked women today if he wants to hang around.
Do you want to see naked women?
Basketball players?
I got to go do other radio stuff.
Wife will hand you.
Dude, these chicks are hot.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
You want to see a hot chick? You want to see a naked hot chick right now?
Here's what you don't realize. Your girlfriend's so cool with this
Yeah.
The minute you put wife on the fucking thing.
Is that what went through your head? The
minute she becomes a wife.
Is that the problem? You can't be in here with the naked girl?
I don't want to,
Yeah.
If I walked him in, it'd be fine. But he can't be part of wanting in any way to say that it's cool, right?
Exactly, right. You're a married man.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Hey, listen, Howard made me do it.
Chris, when's the last time you f***ed your wife? Honestly.
I don't know. A week ago.
A week ago you did it?
Maybe.
I don't even believe it. I don't even believe it. Well, all right, look, I wish you luck.
Who your wife? You have
Right. Well, Chris Rock is...
of course.
I think Chris Rock is...
I've had fellatio.
All right, here comes... Wait, I'll bring this chick in. I know what you should... Bring those chicks in.
They're close.
All right, bring that chick.
Honorino.
That chick looks like Naomi Campbell.
Naomi Campbell's here. Look at this broad.
Hey, baby. What do you say? Hey, girls.
Hello, how are you?
Hey.
Hello.
What's your name?
I'm Naomi Banks. Can I put my clothes down?
No, put it down, baby. You look good.
Her name's Naomi.
Hey, Naomi
Look at Chris getting all nervous.
You see, I just got from there.
Naomi, what do you do?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wow. You got some kick body on you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Tell her to step up to the mic. Nobody can hear her.
Do you know Chris Rock? Are you familiar with his work?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I bet you like him, right?
Yeah.
I bet you could rock his world. If you know what I mean, right? Yeah. Look at Chris. Chris, you're like nervous.
All right.
What the hell is going on here?
Chris looks like a kid at an 8th grade dance.
Well, you girls played naked basketball, and we're going to interview you after Chris leaves and stuff. I just wanted him to see chicks,
You got to see the shelf this chick has, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
On her.
What's your name?
Olivia.
Olivia.
How are you?
How's it going,
Big
Olivia?
fan, too.
Oh, thanks.
How you doing,
From
baby?
nakedsportsgirls.com. That's what the shirt says.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Let me see a clip of the basketball they're naked. I want to see what these girls look like naked. Let me see the clip real quick. Oh, there they are.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at that.
You girls, yeah. You look good.
New York Health and Racket Club.
Basketball. You like
Something tells me that HRC is going to be... It's going to have something over it a little later.
Oh, they're proud. Well, girls, we're going to interview you in a minute. I don't want to embarrass Chris because he's a married man. He's not allowed to look at naked girls. Yeah. Too bad, isn't it? Isn't it bad?
Yeah, that's what internet's for, though, when they're not around.
You got to see these two run a high pick and roll, too. All
right, thanks, girls. I'll see you in a few. Right.
Exactly.
So, Chris, listen, I'm wishing you luck.
Please wish me luck.
I really am.
I think you'll like this movie.
I think I'm going to.
This is not a piece. This is a movie that I really... This is not a piece of product.
Right. No, I'm very excited about this movie, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because, A, I think this casts you in a different light. B, I like the premise, and I saw the promo for it. I saw the preview, and it looks funny to me. Like, you as a guy who's frustrated, I know you know that role. So I like it.
I had to do some research.
Yeah. You're ready.
I had to dig deep.
I'm pulling for you.
Who'd you talk to?
I really hope this is
Talk to Howard.
I hope this is a big movie for you. I really do.
Oh, thanks.
I think you're one of the nicest guys in the world, and certainly one of the funniest guys in the world. I've told you that. I think you're the funniest stand-up comic out there. Who's funnier than Chris right now?
Hey, that Cat Williams is funny.
Cat Williams actually is funny.
Cat Williams is funny, man.
He is funny. We got him on here.
If you ban the N-word, he's got to retire, that's sure. But it's hard to figure out a guy better than Rock at comedy.
I'm trying to think. I heard somebody say...
Chappelle's funny.
I think it was Eddie Murphy who said Chris Rock is the best.
Like if someone said he was the best ever, it would be
Richard Pryor is the best ever.
Yeah, but someone from this generation could argue.
So.
I would never want to follow Sam Kinison for any amount of money.
Your album, the album I'm talking about, the one that Ralph does,
the HBO special, Bring the Pain,
is better than any Richard Pryor album.
You never really knew Richard Pryor.
I didn't say that. Howard said that.
I say it.
I don't want to get kicked in the face next time I go to a comedy
If Richard Pryor was sitting here, I would tell him the same thing.
Everybody bows at the statue of Richard Pryor.
That first Richard Pryor concert film with the red shirt.
That's the funniest thing
it ain't as good as Chris's album.
Ever done.
It's like watching a guy do jazz or something.
Live at least 6 times, and I saw people on the floor who could not get back in their seats.
Funniest guy ever.
I'm telling you,
the handicap
Richard Pryor wishes he could have made the album Chris made. He hadn't done it.
It was a different time, but he's
brilliant.
Broke ground.
See, without Richard Pryor, he doesn't do that special. That's the point.
And Eddie Murphy is more brilliant than Richard Pryor at stand-up. I hate to say it.
Not true.
Eddie Murphy's a more dynamic performer.
All around
Eddie
town.
Murphy could make me Eddie Murphy made me cry.
Is the coolest guy to ever step on a stage.
That's right.
Right. But you outdid them all. And I'll say it, and I'll say it till I die. I'm not James Lipton. I don't sit and blow smoke up people's ass. That album is the most brilliant comedy album of all time, and that's it. You're done. You don't have to do anymore.
I got to do something.
I don't know. Sit home in that basement, stare at those fish.
No, the point is, if you say that, no one would think you're crazy for saying it. It's an argument, and that's a pretty big thing to say about it.
It's an amazing set, or whatever you call it. It's amazing.
Whatever it is, yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine that it's that good.
By the way, I have one question. Now that Eddie Murphy and his wife broke up.
Yeah, I thought for sure you were going to do that.
You two, you
we used to go out with the wives every now and then.
Yeah, you used to do that.
Every now and then we would actually.
But then Eddie went out and knocked up one of the Spice Girls.
Scary Spice.
What do you make of that? What?
I don't know. I remember I was over at the house one time and she was there and she cooked and
Scary Spice?
Yeah, seemed like a nice girl.
You were at Eddie's and Scary Spice was over?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Cooked. Yeah.
What do you call it? Scary?
Hey, Scary.
I just go, woo!
Hey, I'm scared.
I'm scared.
Well,
scared of you.
I bet you Eddie's scared of her now.
Oh,
now, have you been out with him in the new?
I have not been out with him. I saw him last week in L.A. Yeah. They came to the premiere.
Were you surprised he was banging Scary Spice? Because she's not as hot as some of the chicks he could get.
She's pretty hot.
She was pretty hot?
If you meet her, she's really hot.
And like she's just hanging out and all of a sudden...
Seemed comfortable.
What do you think went wrong there?
I haven't talked to him.
Eddie announced on some TV show that it was over.
Tracy's pretty fine. That's the one he's got
Tracy
now.
Edmonds?
It's a fine...
It's a complicated situation. You got a lot of kids.
You know.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, I guess.
It's okay as long as you're not married.
Right. Hey, I was going to say goodbye to Chris, but just real quick, James Brown is calling in.
James Brown?
James Brown. Go ahead, James.
Brown.
Well, let me say something to you.
Yeah.
The world was made well before we got here. And everything that we practice now has already been done, so I'm just practicing everything.
You love Chris Rock, and tell everyone why. James Brown, everyone.
What I get fun from is same as you creating what we do.
Right.
As long as I'm around in the world, I want them to leave me. I want to live 200 years, and I wish you lived 200 years minus 1 day.
All right.
All right. And
I worked with James Brown.
This is making me miss James Brown.
I did Miami Vice with James Brown.
Really?
Yeah, like whatever, almost 20 years ago. And at 4 o'clock, you've done movies. Your call time's like 5 in the morning. You got to get down there to put on your wardrobe. But at 5 in the morning, James Brown would have on an orange jumpsuit and look like James Brown just to change clothes.
James, how did you
jumpsuit and orange boots?
James, how did you like working with Chris Rock?
I loved it.
You loved it. All right, thank you, James.
Greatest movie in the world.
You've seen his new movie.
Oh, thank you. From the Dead.
You love the new movie?
James Brown had a guy that just combed his hair.
Yeah.
That's great. Whose only job was to comb his hair. With one of those big, long afro pick with the handles.
And didn't he have to hot iron? James, you hot ironed your hair, right?
That's right.
Yes.
And everybody called him, like, if you've ever been around Stallone, everybody calls him Champ.
Yeah.
It's like, everybody they do call him Champ.
Everybody,
Champ of what?
I thought
Champ of movies.
And,
did you see Sly Stallone got busted for having steroids?
I know.
Because he's shooting.
Growth hormone.
He's 60 years old.
I know. Also in the bag were bad black athletes for him to beat up.
What are you saying about Antonio Tarver?
Wait, what were we just talking about?
I saw James Brown. What was that? I had a Jerry
At 6 a.m. he was James Brown.
James Brown's hair was a lot of work.
James Brown grabbed my hair one day. He said, boy, you know what you need to do with that? You need to put some vinegar in there and turn it. What's that mean? I don't know. I don't know.
Ask Al Sharpton. He seems to know.
Almost 20 years later, I'm still put vinegar in it and turn it. What does that mean?
I thought whenever I was with James Brown, everyone had to call him Mr. Brown.
That's right.
Right? And he wouldn't let me call him Mr. Brown, even though I did, because I had such respect for the guy. I mean, where I grew up, James Brown.
James Brown had to have a police escort.
Yeah.
Whenever his plane landed, had to have police escort by his limo with, had to have American flags on his limo and have motorcycle police driving from the airport to the hotel.
You gotta live like a star, man.
That's right.
That's right. Well,
Eddie Murphy's story about him is so funny, where he said, you think you got $1 million? You ain't got $1 million. He told Eddie Murphy to bury money.
No, that's right. He said, no black man's got $1 million.
He said, take $1 million, bury it out in the woods.
It was like in the 80s. And James Brown said, no black man got $1 million. You know who got $1 million? Sylvester Stallone.
Well, because James had this theory. James Brown went out and bought radio stations and stuff, and he had but I think he wasn't paying his taxes. So the government came in and took money from him. So his conspiracy theory was that every black man, whenever he makes money, the government's going to come in and take away all your money. So that was the basis of that.
That's
he
right.
did have accountants. That's why he figured, well, somebody's not doing their job.
Mr. Brown, we miss you and love you very much.
Say hi to Richard. Nicest and one of the realest people that we've ever had.
Thank you. And Chris Rock's movie is opening. It's called I Think I Love My Wife. Will you see it somehow?
As you always got to have you highlight.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. All right. I love you too. All right. Bye-bye, Mr. Brown.
You know what's great about that interview just now? If he was here, it wouldn't have been any different.
We've got it forever.
If he was alive,
Eddie Murphy
exactly same thing would have been said.
All right,
Eddie Murphy said he always pictured James Brown like digging up the woods of Georgia looking for money. Dirt on his face with his assistant. Oh, it's over here somewhere.
It's like that scene from Days of Wine and Rose.
Yeah, it's so very good.
Big shovel. All right, look, Chris Rock, this is it, man. Big weekend for you. Where are you going to be this weekend?
I'll be home.
Jersey in the basement? Yeah. And when will you get the call how you did at the box office?
I'll get the call, Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday. If the news is great, we're going to have a great weekend. If the news is bad, is it going to be just impossible to live with you?
I'll be fine.
What will you do?
Tickets will go on sale soon.
Right. You're cool about this. There's no nerves.
I don't have a lot of nerves.
I can't believe it.
I mean, I want it to do well, but,
right.
Do you have guys in your life, Chris, that call you on the opening of a movie with every time zone's number?
They will.
In Mountain.
If you let them do that, they'll do it to you.
If you let them do it,
I'm a masochist.
I don't want to do it.
Do you track? Do they track these movies?
It's tracking pretty good, yeah.
Because you know what? You told the story I didn't know. When you did the movie with Mel Gibson, you know how Chris... I don't know if you were joking, but you said that they put your name up on a sign or something?
They make a poster.
Right.
So, say me, Tucker, Chappelle, whatever, and 3 other guys, they literally make a poster, take it to some audience, and test it out.
Wow.
And whoever tests the highest on the poster, that's the guy the studio
So
wants.
Mel Gibson's was Lethal Weapon 3, right?
4.
4. They said, okay, who are we going to get to be the black guy?
Well, who are we going to get to play this part?
Well, you just mentioned Chris Tucker.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Right. I don't know if it was those guys. I just threw those guys in.
Okay, so let's say it's those guys. And then they put up a sign in front of these people, and whoever they most get excited about, that's the guy who gets the role.
Yeah.
It's not based on anything else.
No.
They don't like you and say, we want to work with you.
Because at the end of the day, the marketing department kind of makes the movie. Yeah.
So I would imagine if a new Chris Rock movie's coming out, people do get excited. I think you're going to do very well.
Let's hope so.
I think it's a good theme. I think I love my wife. A lot of guys can relate to that.
Oh, yeah.
But people don't realize how much of an actual business it is. Like, it's not based on them loving Bring the Pain. It's based on who he's acting.
But it is. Because of those great performances, they want to see Chris Rock.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think the executives even get what the going on with that shit.
All right, take it easy, Artie.
It's okay.
Not everyone's bitter.
Coming out,
Come on, Artie. Sebastiano's over it.
I got a radio gig. I was going to say, he employs Frank Sebastiano.
Oh.
So I got to thank him for that, because maybe we'll get to write another movie that'll lose money.
Sebastiano's a good man.
Nah, Frank's funny.
That's right. Listen, I say if the movie makes over $100 million, Chris Rock is divorced tomorrow.
We will never see Chris again. He's divorcing us.
No, we'll see. Oh, you think he'll divorce us? No, I don't see that happening.
I just come because I know. I know if I don't come, it'll be twice as bad. No matter what's being said now. If I don't come on the show, woo!
The movie is called I Think I Love My Wife, opening in theaters everywhere. Chad, are you going to go see it this weekend?
Hello, Howard.
Oh, all right.
Yes, James Brown.
Yes, Chad.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Hey, I just want to say, Chris, you made my day. This has so much influence on guys. I was going to get engaged, and I didn't get engaged, and now I'm going to get engaged again.
Yeah, so... What?
Apparently he's been following you, and so he was going to get engaged.
A lot of influence on us.
What are you saying?
Well, Chris has a lot of influence on me, because he just freaked me out. All right, Chris, you're talking to Chris Rock.
It was all in there anyway.
What is it?
Fellas.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Quickly.
Chris, thank you so much, man. Howard has no idea how much of a stranglehold he has on his audience and how much we do respect and love him. And listen to what he says. For you to come in there and give him a right hook, awesome.
Yeah, you really beat me up good today. You really did.
But Howard, please, you don't think that you deserved it just a little?
Come on, man.
Yes, I did. I really do.
You got a divorce. You got off of the regular radio. You're like so free.
I know.
You're like a free slave.
All right,
you
beat me up enough.
Back.
All right, so, you know what? We're going to look at naked chicks.
You're like, hey, how's Master doing? I was thinking about visiting him.
It's like, it's like Kunta Kinte changing his name back to Toby.
Chris Rock, I Think I Love My Wife, opening Friday in theaters everywhere. Go see it. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk to the chicks who played basketball naked against Sal and Richard, and, we got a whole bunch of other things to get to, too. Thanks a lot, Chris. It's always good seeing you, man. Thanks.
All right.
We'll be back right after these words. Yeah, well, Chris Rock, I know that Chris Rock is my favorite comedian, and I have a way of proving that. Oh, there he is. There's Chris Rock.
Ah, he's still Chris Rock.
He's still Chris Rock. He looks like Chris Rock. He hasn't gained weight.
Oh, he's actually thinner, I think.
You think he's thinner than Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Tried on a bunch of clothes, sir.
How you doing?
He's doing the
How's it
layering
going?
thing.
Once again?
All right.
I got an Artie show.
Yeah. An Artie show.
Everybody doesn't get an Artie show. I think like the last 4 times I've come, Artie's been on leave.
That's right. Artie was sick every time you came.
Every time I came, Artie's like...
Chris, you'll be happy to know that Artie is all better. He is in outpatient
Yeah, I can tell just by looking at him.
He's a picture.
He's working on his health.
Yeah, man.
He loves his sobriety.
I love my sobriety.
God.
Me and Tracy Morgan love our sobriety.
You never did heroin or got into the hard drugs, did you?
I would dabble with things.
Right.
Did you ever
just to make a model happy.
The big H or something?
Did you ever dabble in?
You ever see like when Marion Barry was doing the crack?
Yeah.
It was really just to get the pussy.
Right. It wasn't really about the crack.
It was like, can I get some pussy? Just do it. Oh, okay, whatever. And then I can get some
Is that what you were about? In other words, there was a time when you were with hot models and things like that before
like that, and all the models do.
They do.
Oh, so you would do it with them?
So why
they snort hair? They don't.
Right. Well, that's what Artie does.
Shut up.
Artie's like a model.
But is that why didn't you get horribly addicted like Artie did?
I don't know.
You mean you were able to do the heroin once?
I like to work.
Right.
That's, really at the end of the day, I really like to work, and I like to be kind of good.
You still enjoy doing stand-up comedy?
I love doing stand-up
comedy.
You
do?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why you're my favorite comedian.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you why, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you the truth.
There's a reason.
Before I get lambasted.
There's a reason I know you're my favorite comedian. Because when I saw the ad in a magazine that you were having an HBO special, a new one coming up, I took out my calendar and I wrote it down to TiVo it. Now, I haven't done that with any comedian since, gee, I can't even think, you know, like Eddie Murphy or Sam Kinison or something like that.
Dane Cook.
Dane
right.
Cook, yeah.
You know, so you're still appointment television to me. In other words, this is a big deal. But isn't it difficult? You just finally put together an hour or two to go out on the road with, and now you're going to put it out on HBO, and then you got to come up with a whole new hour or two.
Yeah, but I got things to do.
You got things to say. You have information you want to do.
I'm not going to do another hour next year. It'll be, you know,
You'll wait
a couple of years, and I'll compile it.
So you go out, you make a bunch of money with this act, and then at the end, the big orgasm is putting it on HBO, and then they give you a bunch of dough.
Exactly.
Is HBO infamously cheap, and are they cheap with you?
No.
They pay you a lot of money for these specials. They overpay.
They overpay.
They could have gotten you cheaper, you say.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? I would have
Is it
probably
millions of dollars to
Showtime or whatever. But
if I'm HBO and I sell, you know, and if I buy a Chris Rock, you know, special,
right?
It's millions of dollars, right?
It's good. It's good pay.
It's millions of dollars.
Me and, you know, who's fighting Saturday?
I don't know.
It's boxing money.
It's boxing money.
It's boxing money.
It's a big deal. All right, because I always heard that it's very, very cheap. That they don't give up the.
It's weird. It's like once you cross, it's like radio's really cheap.
Right.
Unless you're Howard Stern.
It's a whole different story.
There's a whole other ball game.
What I read in the National Enquirer recently.
You did pretty good too, Robin. I saw your boat in Jet magazine.
Jet.
Was that right?
I saw the.
How many women in Jet magazine have a boat? Robin was the only one, right? Do you think it's odd?
Riviera with a white man.
Do you think it's odd that Robin has a yacht when she can't even swim? Don't you think she should stay off the water?
That means you made it.
That is real ghetto, Robin.
Yeah. Do you know how to swim, Chris?
Made it.
No, I cannot swim.
You cannot
I got a pool.
Swim? Is that true?
I got kids that can swim.
He got a pool.
I'm in there with my life vest on.
Do you think
it is pathetic?
Do you think, in a way, that was when we consider your mother and her mothering abilities? Isn't she, in a way, child abuse? Like, not to teach you how to swim is a terrible thing.
I'm in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
All right, but there are places.
Yeah, let's just go around the corner.
You could have gotten lessons or gone to a summer camp or something like that.
Howard, where'd you grow up?
His mother know he was going to have a pool?
I grew up in Roosevelt.
Yeah,
and there were no
they have horses in Roosevelt, just walking down the street.
Oh, there's no horses.
Yes, they do.
No, Roosevelt was a very bad neighborhood, but the fact is that my mother sent me off to a camp. It was a welfare camp, but I learned how to...
We didn't go to camp.
You know, it was camp, but I went and I learned how to swim.
And my camp was the stoop, Howard.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Are you getting married this week or next week?
I am getting married soon. I would have invited you, but you want to know something? Yes, I would have. You don't socialize with me. And that's because your wife doesn't like me, and everyone knows it.
Everybody does know that. Yes.
Your wife doesn't like me.
I think we don't socialize because we really respect each other, and we don't want it to, you know,
I would like to socialize. I like you a lot.
Every time I talk to you on the phone, you know, we talk for a long time, and, you know, we have things in common.
But if I had invited you to my... We do. If I had invited you to my wedding, which you
I would have came.
You would have.
Oh, yeah,
But your wife wouldn't.
She likes weddings. I don't know.
Sure.
I mean,
she might have come. I don't know.
When you get remarried, we'll socialize. That's what I'm hoping
Would you please find somebody who likes
yeah, where we can
I will
really
get married again if it cured AIDS.
You want to know something? You say that, but you're a lot like me. I think that you're just not happy in this marriage,
I'm
maybe.
fine in my marriage.
Everything's going good?
I'm very happy.
Are you happy?
I'm happy.
Because, you know, when you hear your stand-up act, I get fooled because you sometimes talk about how miserable you are in your marriage.
You're getting married again?
Again,
Do you know what happened the last time you got married?
I do know, but I think this time
you realize you were on like a regular radio station last time and people could hear you?
I know what you're saying.
Oh, there's a cloud. I can't hear Howard.
But you've met Beth. I've been with her 8 years. I've been with Beth 8 years, and they've been great years. Everything's good. And everything's going well.
Howard, if just the fact that she wants to get married means she's not the girl for you.
Really? She didn't want to get married.
The girl you want just wants to forever. The perfect girl for you?
Are you not getting laid? Is that what you're here to tell us?
Of course not.
When's the last time you got laid? You know, your brother was in here recently. I don't know if you heard that.
Were you nice to him?
I think I was. Yeah, I thought we had a good time.
Relatively.
But he even said he's uncomfortable sometimes going to your house because he thinks your wife doesn't like him.
My wife likes him.
She does?
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks that there's a problem. And he said the best advice you ever gave him, your brother Tony, you said to him, listen, don't get married. Whatever you do, don't get married. And he listened.
I did that?
You did. You told him that.
I probably told him, don't get married till you're absolutely ready.
Maybe you said that.
Yeah, look, I'm sure there was something that. But you're getting married.
Yeah, I am getting married.
Well, Howard, you told the same thing to me. When I had a serious when I had a serious girlfriend, Howard says to me, don't get married, when I had Dana. Right. And then I broke up with Dana on that advice, and now you're married.
I know. You know what? You want to know something, though? What Chris is experiencing, I can't say what Chris is
Howard's getting married again. He got divorced.
But you would do the same thing.
Reinvent his whole career. So when you get divorced from, what are you going to do? Do radio underwater?
I don't want to. I don't want to.
We have radio underwater.
I don't want to get divorced from
Michael Phelps and 5 other guys.
I'm hoping it works out.
I'm sure you'll get a big deal.
I'm hoping it works out.
Don't get me wrong. I don't. You know. If you go broke, that means broke's in style.
I read in the Inquirer that you recently went.
In the Inquirer,
you went to the grave of Bruce Lee and left flowers.
Me?
You, that you're such a Bruce Lee fan. It says in the tabloids that you left flowers on the grave of Bruce Lee.
No, that must have been like Chris Tucker or something.
No, it was you. Yeah. Where did they get that from?
Wow, that's a good one.
Isn't that something? You didn't read that?
I like the out-and-out lies.
All right. What are you doing mostly these days? Are you staying home in New Jersey?
I've been on tour for like a year, Howard. I did a world tour. I was all over Europe.
So you were barely home.
Huh?
You were barely home.
I was barely home the last year.
You're a true married comic. You really are. I mean, that must have been great. So you were happy on the road. You liked the road.
You know, it was rough.
I bet you if you were single...
Being away from the kids
I bet if you were single, you would hate being on the road. But I think being married, you like being on the road.
No, you know, I mean, it's a big tour. Especially when I leave the country, it's huge.
Right, right.
You know, you're kind of sequestered, you can't go anywhere, you know, all that stuff.
Who are you hanging out with still? Is it still Jerry Seinfeld? Is that your close friend?
I hang out with my kids, mostly.
Mostly the kids?
Mostly the kids, tell you the truth.
Yeah, listen, I would hang out with you. You know, you're a funny guy to figure out. But you never know with your situation.
What do you mean by situation?
Like, I would invite you to do some stuff, but then, you know, if your wife came along, I know it would be a drag. She would just hate me. She despises me. And I don't know why. I never did anything to her.
You did nothing. I try to tell her all the time, honey, he's on for hours.
Yeah.
If I was on for hours every day, the that would come out of my mouth.
You would offend everyone.
I would offend everybody.
Now, what about the rumor that in the movie...
What rumor now?
By the way, are you working on it? Chris looking around.
Yeah, they don't have any help
What
for you.
rumor? I've been cool for...
Have you been behaving? I heard...
It's been so nice.
I heard on your last film...
I'm like born-again Christian now.
I heard in your last film...
What did you hear?
I Think I Love My Wife.
Right.
That you fell in love with your co-star.
Oh,
and that's
no.
very possible that can happen.
No. I mean, she's a beautiful girl.
Beautiful woman.
She's a beautiful girl.
Beautiful.
Which one? He had 2.
No.
Tracy Morgan.
No, Kerry Washington. That you really were taken.
And not the broad who plays his wife.
Isn't it true when you do a movie with a beautiful woman, it is very hard to separate out those feelings and emotionally, right? You could fall into that easily. You're susceptible and vulnerable.
I'm married. My wife comes to the set.
Right. You make sure that she's there. She's a beautiful woman.
You know, you kind of include them in on what you're doing. But Carrie's beautiful girl.
But nothing, no feelings toward her.
No, I mean, you know, friends and, you know.
I know you wouldn't act on it, but I'm saying you might have gotten caught up in the whole thing.
Fine, she's gorgeous, funny, blah, blah, blah.
When I did my movie, I was way attracted to my co-star, but, you know, listen, what was I going to do?
You're a better actor than me.
Yeah. Not really. So you are happy now, is what you're here to tell us.
I'm good, man.
And are you excited
about...
Why
wouldn't you recommend marriage?
Huh?
You think I'm making a mistake?
So happy.
You didn't see him after
marriage.
Do you forget how happy he was a month after his divorce? Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, but I'm happy now.
Do you remember? There was a level of happiness that only a few of us have ever seen in our lives.
Are you going to advise your children not to get married?
I want to get married, have kids, you know, have fun, whatever.
Right.
You know.
Whatever. You're so anti-marriage.
I just remember how happy you were.
Doesn't your wife get hurt by this? Doesn't your wife...
work got better, the show was better.
Everything was better.
Everything was better. You're out, you're socializing, you're eating with people. Hey! Hey, round the drinks for table 8.
That's true.
It was great.
It was great.
It was like he won the World Series. He's handing out cigars.
Yeah, you're right. I hate you.
Do you remember how happy you were?
I don't want to hang. You know, that's why I wouldn't have you at my wedding. I would not have.
Why are you having Chris on now? He scared you.
He was. No one's been that happy.
You were the only one who shook him after he announced his engagement.
I would never.
He was talking to himself after you left.
By the way, this would be Chris's wedding toast. He would get up and say this. Can I say something?
And by the way, Beth is a lovely girl.
Absolutely.
She is.
A lovely girl, and every now and then I kind of see, because I keep it. I literally keep an office kind of like a block from your house, right? And I see her walking around. Sometimes I keep an eye on her.
Right.
Just to see if she gives guys that look like, hey, I'm with this old guy. You know that I'm with this old guy look?
How old are you now? How old are you now, wise guy?
I'm 42.
That's right. I bet you're 48.
You know what I'm talking, Artie, you know what I'm talking about. You're on the road, some girl gives you that, I'm with an old guy.
Well, you
I'm not really with him. If you make a move.
Is she giving that?
She does not give that look to anybody.
If you make a move, yeah.
I see her coming out of Reebok sometimes. She just...
Right.
She appears to really be into you.
So there you go. Well, you can't ask for anything better than that.
Yeah, but you got to look out for that I'm with an old guy look.
I know. That look does come up. Well, that's why you're such a good comedian. You're a vicious prick. Put those headphones back on.
A lot of those chicks do come to comedy clubs, and like if they like the comedian or something, they will give you that look.
You know what look I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
I'm not really with him. I know you see him there, but trust me.
I know you're at the Marriott.
Do you get that look on the road? I mean,
no,
listen, you're
must
very
get it more than
famous.
anybody else.
You're very wealthy. I would imagine that you're getting that.
Man.
Yeah, women are coming on to you on the road.
You know what I've done? I take myself out of the situation.
Right.
I'm telling you, I get off stage, I go to my hotel, I lock the door, and I tell guys, hey, I'm like the Wolfman. No matter what you hear, don't open this door.
Well, you're right.
It's like Miles Davis.
For a while, I felt bad for you for a while. You were getting accused of fathering almost every kid on the planet.
Oh, my God.
And taking DNA tests and everything.
You know how many tests I've taken?
Recently, right? Didn't like a year ago?
I'm surprised my own kids are mine.
I know. Like a year ago. Did you have to take one again? Yeah, a year ago. Another one came out of the woodwork.
I did not know that.
And it wasn't even your kid. Why does everyone target you? And that's got to make your life miserable at home.
Are these people delusional?
You have no idea.
Until the DNA test comes back.
You're in hell.
I mean, but, sometimes, it's insane.
But are these people delusional? Like, you've never met them? You've never been in the same room
with them? There's one, like everybody's got, like, every famous person has one stalker. I have one girl that had, like, 14 years ago.
Right, that one we know about.
She won't go away.
And she kind of, yeah.
But
it's like...
But she gave the idea to other broads, because now they're coming forward.
You know what's wild? Like, I love kids, and I love my kids, and if I ever thought some crazy broad had my kid,
right,
I'd get my kid.
Right, right. You'd rescue that kid.
I would get my kid.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not just writing a check to some... no, it ain't going down like that.
Right. Now, do you admire, but first of all, I don't even know who you're backing for president. I have a guess, but I
McCain.
don't know. McCain.
That would be his guess, right?
That should be the new strategy. Like, every edgy black guy should start backing McCain.
Why not?
Just you know why? Because
it's something different.
Yeah, just because it's different and it'll hurt him. Like if Flavor Flav endorsed McCain, he'd have to denounce.
Do you think Obama's going to win? Do you think he's really got the shot here, or is at the final analysis, are the white people going to go into the booth and go, "Wait a second, this has gone far enough"? I mean, it was fun when he got the nomination, that felt good, but this is enough nonsense already, and we cannot have a black president. Is that what's going to happen?
I don't think that's going to happen. Put it this way: is America ready for the question is America ready for a black president?
That's right.
Is America ready for a regular black guy to be president? Hell no. Are they ready for this extraordinary, genius, charismatic guy who appears to have it all together?
Right.
Who's a drastic difference from a 72-year-old guy who's worth $100 million?
Right.
Who's friends with bankers? Yes. If America's not ready for that, then I feel sorry for America.
As a comedian,
how's that?
How's
that, Robin?
That's
that was good.
As a comedian,
I like that.
What is better
I'm
for you?
taking that.
See, I vote for a regular black guy.
You know what I mean? Was America ready for a black baseball player? No. But they were ready for Jackie Robinson, who was amazing.
That's true. As a comedian,
that is true,
which is better for you? I mean, really, wouldn't it be better if McCain got in for you just so that you could mine that incredible, like, you know, I can't believe America. They didn't vote for a black guy.
I've done those jokes already, though.
You did that already.
It's time for me to do some other jokes.
I see. So
you're willing to accept the turf you're given. You can work with it.
I can work with it. I adjust. I'm like Phil Jackson. I adjust. I
want to bring up the name of someone.
It's all adjustments, right, Artie?
It is.
I want to bring up the name of someone who died recently, Bernie Mac, who was a guest on our show many times. Funny guy.
Funny guy.
And you worked with him in the movie Head of State.
I fell in love with him, too.
You fell in, and you had a baby.
They never write about that.
You fell in love with.
I really like Bernie Mac a lot. I
love Bernie Mac.
I used to have him on the show and stuff. So when you work with a guy like that, do you go to his funeral?
Yeah, I went to the funeral.
You went to the funeral?
Yeah.
Were there many celebrities there? Was it fun in a way?
It was, I wouldn't say it was fun. You know, a 50-year-old guy dies. It's just no fun.
There's no fun there.
But there were a lot.
But isn't it fun?
There were a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, he had a big turnout.
You like when there's a nice group of celebrities that you can schmooze with, right? I mean, that's exciting.
It's like, you know, the suit, you know, on